Hello, SMSF trustees, and welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to have a chat about SMSF refinances, which is a pretty hot topic at the moment. So thank you for joining us. It will potentially improve your retirement incomes substantially if you are currently paying too much on your SMSF loan. So well done on researching the matter and looking at your options. This is fantastic. Today we're going to tackle a few key topics about SMSF refinances. We're going to look at equity release, we're going to look at cost, we're going to look at what the lenders are currently looking for, what their appetite is, and how quickly things can be done. So let's kick off straight without wasting too much time. First thing I want to talk about, which comes up all the time, is equity release. So if you have a property in your SMSF and you have a mortgage and you have a lot of equity in the property, can we release some of that equity, for example, for the SMSF to purchase another property? And unfortunately, consistently, the answer is no. That's a compliance issue. It's not a lending issue. So lenders would be quite happy to lend that money to your SMSF and release the equity. Unfortunately, from a compliance perspective, that's not possible. So even if you've got a 10% loan, you've got $1 million property, you only owe $100,000 on that property, you want to refinance, which is understandable, and you want to release some equity to purchase the next property, we can't facilitate that. So that's no. That's a very common request we receive, and we can't assist with that short of making your self-managed super fund non-compliant. That's not great news, but we're going to come to some more exciting stuff in a second. More exciting SMSF refinance, all right? The one-off cost. So let's stay with the stingy topics. The cost. So as you would have experienced when you set up your SMSF loan in the first place, these loans tend to cost a bit more to set up. And unfortunately, that will be repeated to an extent with the refinance. So we're still going to have lenders that will want to double check the deed for your self-managed super fund and for the Bear Trust. That usually is done by an external party, and they will pass on that cost to your SMSF. So that translates into one-off costs for refinances anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000, depending on the lender, the SMSF, and the nature of the lending, whether it's residential or commercial, because you also need to do a valuation. You've got those legal costs we discussed, and then the lenders tend to have some application fees, etc. What that means is that unless there is a sizable discrepancy in the rate between the rate that your SMSF is currently paying and the rate that your SMSF is looking at getting through the refinance, it's probably not worth looking at. So if we were looking at your mortgage in your personal capacity and you're currently with CBA and you're paying 3.5 and you can get a deal with ANZ at 3.1, because the costs are so low, you would go, yep, that's fine, I'm going to do it. With an SMSF, we generally look at sort of discrepancies in the 0.6, 0.7, depending on the loan amount, obviously. But we look for bigger discrepancies to make sure that it is in the self-managed super fund best interest to do the refinance. So you don't refinance for a small rate discrepancy. You only go if there's substantial savings to be had. Which leads us to where do we get those substantial discrepancies, and what are lenders looking for? What is their appetite? At present, the biggest thing that lenders are sensitive about when it comes to SMSF lending is loan-to-value ratio. So the lower the loan-to-value ratio, and the best our chance to actually secure a big saving for the SMSF. So if you've got a loan which has been in place for 2 years plus, and we can show the lender that you've been behaving on that loan for that period of time, and there's a low loan to value ratio, which usually is 65-60% or less, we're going to be able to arouse the appetite of the lender and say, well, this is a very safe loan, you've got a big buffer in there, you've got a good history of that property being leased, of the repayments being made, give us a deal. We find that for those deals, we get deals that are very attractive and definitely justify going through the process of the refinance. So that's the sweet spot. That applies to both commercial and residential lenders. Loan to value ratio and history are currently the two ingredients that we really translate into lower rates. Last, we're going to touch on the turnaround time. So how long does it take from the word go to enjoying your lower rate? Depends on the lender, unfortunately, but broadly speaking, you would think that a month to a month and a half is a realistic time frame in order to get one such application through the whole process right up to settlement. So that's what you would be looking at. It's not particularly exciting. Probably neither is this video, but it is important. It is important because if you're looking at saving $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year in interest over a period of 10, 15, 20 years, it will make a massive difference to the balance of your superannuation at the time of retirement. It's not just the interest you're saving, you've got to remember it's compounding. So that money, not only are you not saving it, but you also get to invest it. Whether you pay off the loan faster, whether you invest it in something else, it gives you more options, and it certainly boosts your retirement balance substantially. So you can have the right property, you can have the right tenants, you can be doing everything right. But if we can save you 0.6, 0.7, 0.8% on your self-managed super loan, it will eventually materialize into something real, which will be money you can spend in retirement, and a lot of it potentially. So thank you for taking the time. Well done. Whether you proceed or not, it's great that you're looking into this and assess the situation for your self-managed super fund. And if you want to discuss further, feel free to contact us. If not, all the very best either way. Cheers, bye.